Some basics to owning a chinchilla. Number 1, you're going to need a large cage. This cage is fit for a chinchilla. No, not just one of these is fit. I'm pretty sure the minimum goes like to here on this cage, which I always recommend bigger. You're going to need ledges and different things they can jump on. If you have plastic, cover it up with fleece. Plastic is toxic. They're going to need a wheel that is 14 inches and up, because without a wheel this big, their backs will bend and it will cause their spine to deform. They're going to need hides because every small animal needs hide. There's another one. And they're going to need chews because their teeth never stop growing. They're going to need unlimited Timothy hay, a high quality pellet, Oxbow is the best, and a dust bath to keep them from getting too oily. Those are the basics. I'm going to show you what I feed my hamster. Their main food is going to be this seed mix and block. I have removed my sunflower seeds from the mix for treats. These are Oxbow mouse blocks. They just match like the protein that hamsters need. And then the seed mix is Sunburst, like Higgins Gourmet Blend. I also give herbs. This says rosewood salad when it's actually just the natural salad. This is just, you can scatter around the cage to promote natural behavior. Then I have these balls of grass and hay combined. I scatter these around the cage and they like to dig through them and eat some. I break up the block, of course. Here's a treat I give them, not very often. It's, as you can see, not a lot's used. It's just by Rosewood, naturals. I put millet sprays around their cage sometimes. I also give mealworms as treats, but I cut their heads off. Bye. Baby bird update, they're really crazy. Very loud. You can hear them from the the back porch, sorry. And they really are so cute to me. Hi babies. As you can see, they're jumping around. I don't know exactly how long they've been since they hatched, but they haven't gotten their feathers yet, so they're not going to leave the nest, but they're starting to get them. They're so cute. I'm kind of scared because at a certain amount of days, they do leave the nest and run around on the ground, and I'm scared one's going to fall in the pool. That's a lizard. I always feed crickets. Reacting to cages part 3. Can't see much, but this is for a leopard gecko, I'm pretty sure. And this cage is too small for like when she or he is older, but since it's a baby, I guess it'll work. You only have 1 hide. You need 3 hides with leopard geckos. You need a cool hide, a warm hide, and a moist hide. So yeah, fix that. This is for a mouse. This cage has a lot of bedding, which is good. Lots of toys, and the wheel is big. I like it. Good. There's this cage. You said it was a 40-gallon, but it kind of looks like a 20 long, but I don't really know. You have lots of bedding, lots of toys, and a big wheel, so that's good. I like it. This cage, I love. It's an amazing cage. Like, it's awesome. Great job. There's this cage. It is a 20 long, which is unfortunately too small. I would get a 40-gallon or a bin cage. The wheel is also too small, but you have lots of bedding and lots of toys, and that is good. I'll do a part 4 if you send me. Reacting to cages part 2. I really can't remember what you said, like how big this was. But your wheel looks big enough, you have enough bedding, you have lots of toys, so I like it. Bunnies. Bunny. Cute. So you said he or she is usually free roaming, but then you have to get cord like protectors, so they'll be free roaming again. But the cage looks good, and free roaming makes it even better. And your rabbit is super pretty. Some more bunnies. You said you free roam sometimes, so that's good. Maybe like a few hides and toys because it's a little bit boring, but it's good. Just checked, you said you free roamed a lot of the time, so that's good. This cage I absolutely love. Lots of bedding, huge sand bath, everything. I would just add a few more toys on the bedding because it's a little bit plain, but I absolutely love this cage. Come back for part 3. Reacting to cages. This is the first cage. I think you said this was a 40-gallon, and you said you had 3 robos in here. And you said you were upgrading soon, so that's good. If you can, I know this is like hard, but can you take the robos and put them in different cages? There's like a chance of them fighting, but if you don't, it's fine. They're probably together since birth, so. But I really like the cage. You have so much bedding. You have multiple wheels. Wheels are a good size. You got lots of toys and things to do. It's good. We have this cage for bearded dragon. I think you said it was a 20-gallon, so when it gets bigger, I'd upgrade. But it looks good. I like it. We got bunnies. Cutie. You're free roaming, so that is great. And you have everything and lots of toys and things like that. So, good. This cage is for a guinea pig. I don't know if you had 1 or 2. I think you only had 1. So, if it's not aggressive, get another one. But the cage is good. Come back for part 2. So, I'm going to redo her cage too. As you can see, that is what a hamster does with 1 night of water. But since I took half of her stuff out already, I gotta take the rest out. This is what I got set up for now. Mix the hay into it. Here's what it looks like. I'm gonna scatter food and herbs around. And the cage is done. So yeah. This is her exploring it. Okay, bye. I'm gonna change up his cage because she's bored. First, I'm gonna take everything out. So I took everything out and I put the sand bath right there and like made it smaller. So I took hay, and I'm gonna take hay and I'm gonna like mix it into the bedding. I add the wheel back in. So this is what I just set up. I'm gonna scatter her food and herbs around. Here's what it looks like with all the food and herbs scattered around. She's just foraging for them, and I'm gonna put the water right there. There's a hide in the sand bath, the wheel. And there's a tunnel right there, that weird hide, and then those 2 hides. Now everything in it is in, and she has stuffed her cheeks full. So yeah, that's her cage. And we're done. So bye. Wait. I love watching them pop out of the bedding. Okay, now we're gone. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna do cage reactions again. You're gonna have to DM me on Instagram and give me information about how big the cage is, like the square inches, the square feet, how tall it is, gallons, everything. If you have a wheel in the cage, tell me how big that wheel is, how much bedding you have, if it's like an animal that burrows or whatever, and tell me what type of bedding you're using, if it's not noticeable. And if you ask me to review it or whatever, react to it, I'm gonna give you some constructive criticism if you need it. I can't talk. But I really wanted to do it, so DM me. Tell me what animal it is, because that really messes me up. Now, if it's an animal I really don't know much about, I might tell you, no. So I prefer, if you have an animal that I have, do that. And then I know about bunnies a bit. I do know about most animals, so do send it, I will tell you. I prefer if I don't get sent snakes. I like snakes, I just don't know much about them. If you have ever touched a baby bird, breathed on it, or whatever, the mom's not going to abandon it. That is a myth. Mom birds don't just leave their babies, mostly because they don't recognize their babies from scent. So they're not going to smell you. And even if they see you, they're not going to abandon their babies. Biggest myth ever, and it's ruining so many baby birds' lives because people are taking them thinking they can care for them when they cannot care for them. You need to, if some babies fell out of a nest, just put them back in, or if the nest is no longer there because something destroyed it, get a bowl, put something soft in it, put the babies in, and put it back where the nest was. The mom will still feed them. Now, if it's a young baby on the ground, not like a mockingbird, because mockingbirds do run around on the ground when they're babies, like at 12 days, but she won't feed them on the ground. It's a waste of her energy because the baby is most likely going to die. But if you put them back, she'll feed them. I'm redoing the cage. I'm going to just show me putting everything in it. This is what the cage looks like. I scattered their food around and everything. It's just like over here, they got their wheels, a platform, water, tunnels, hides. Then it's just a bunch of tunnels and hides. And more platforms and hides. And then they got all their hanging toys. When it's closed, it looks like that. They love their cages crazy. Ready for an easy mouse DIY thingamajig? Well, all you're going to need is fabric and scissors. First step you're going to do is you're going to cut off pretty thick strips of the fabric. As you can see, I got my 3 pretty thick pieces. Now you're just going to braid them together, or however you want to put them together. If you want to make it easier, go ahead and tie the top like that and just cut off the extra, and then you can actually start braiding. Once you get done braiding, tie the end, like using a separate piece of fabric. Now you can like pull it. Now you put it in the cage. You like hang it. I'll just do it. That's kind of what it'll look like. I didn't really have a lot of room. I have like moving stuff, so it's kind of hitting stuff, but you know. And then they just go on it like it's a rope. Forgot to do a baby bird update the last 2 days because of Easter and I was not home, but they got bigger. Hi. Oh, they're making their little sounds. They're so cute. I'm so happy. They're absolutely adorable. Hi, babies. But they're doing good, so super happy.
He likes my diamonds and my pearls. I said thank you, I designed it.
I want it that way. I want it that way.
I got it this way.
Take me home, I wanna ride it and roll alone. Ride it, just lose control. Ride it, my soul. Ride it, let me feel you. Ride it.
Here's the food. Mealworms, crickets, superworm. For the leopard gecko, of course. So calcium. Yummy. Come on. I'll just drop it. Go get it. Oh my gosh. She can eat these when she wants. We'll also feed Merlin because he wants his food. He just got some oxbow pellets tonight. There you go. So yeah. And that's all the pets I feed tonight because they got different schedules. Even though I fed almost all of them. Actually, she's eating a cricket right now. But we're done. Let's make crested gecko food. First step's the Pangea with insects. Here it is. Then I added the watermelon flavor. Looks like this. Mix them up without water. Got the food. It's in. Now we'll spray down the tank. Come back for part 7.